Hey, Palm family, what's up? It's Yigal. Hope you're doing incredible. Hope you had an amazing week. I wanted to share with you guys something that happened over the last 2 days, which was mind-blowing to me. Over the last 2 days, I was honored to be a part of a mastermind that I go to. And just so you know, I would never make somebody do something that I wouldn't do. So just like I have the mastermind with pawnbrokers, I myself have a coach. I have a mastermind of people who keep me accountable, help me grow my business, my life, my relationships. And they were getting together. And since my wife is pregnant, and they were getting together in San Diego, since my wife is pregnant, it was a little bit weird because they were in the living room of this big mansion and I was kind of like outside, right? So I kept my distance, had my mask on, did everything to be very, very safe, just in case. And if you're watching, let me know, shoot me a comment below. But I want to tell you guys what I learned from a trainer, a author who has sold, I think, like hundreds of thousands of books, and a multi-millionaire who has sold $500 million of product. So the first guy, the trainer, his name is Miguel. He owns something called Self-Made Training Facility. And he started these facilities because he realized that trainers were getting paid next to nothing at a gym. So now he owns like 37 training facilities. The second person who I got to hear speak was a guy named Dr. Robert Glover, who authored the book No More Mr. Nice Guy, which is a brilliant book. If you think you're too nice, that people take advantage of you, it's a book that you should read. And the third one was a guy named Marshall Silver. He is a world-renowned hypnotist, has shows in Vegas, and he had an infomercial back in 94 to 99 that sold $250 million of product. And then throughout the years, he sold another $250 million to do almost $500 million. And his goal is to sell $500 million in the next 5 years. And so what I learned from these guys who are just monsters in their industry, the biggest lesson I learned is there's two things, right? One is that it's all about the mindset. The trainer was a gangbanger. He was a drug dealer, was in jail, got out, fixed his mindset, got on the right path, and then became a multi-millionaire. And I think today he's buying his own jet, like his own plane, because he doesn't want to fly with masks anymore. He's tired of it. So now he just bought his own jet. And he kept on talking about how all the people back in his hood, have been killed or still in jail. And he decided to change his mindset. And that's what pushed him forward. The next thing is the author. The author went from having a sexless marriage and a horrible relationship, and he was a psychotherapist. So he was a couples therapist, and he was listening to like what all these guys were telling him. And he realized that shifting the mindset is what allowed him to write his book, is what allowed him to be able to change the way he thought and have an incredible marriage. And then was what allowed him to shift his clients into having incredible marriages and relationships. And then came the hypnotist. And the hypnotist came from, and the story is that he lived in it. He was so poor back when he was growing up that the community got together and they retrofitted a chicken coop in order for his family to live in. So he came from living in a chicken coop to a 17,000 square foot home in Las Vegas. And then he has a oceanfront home in Carlsbad. And he doesn't say that to impress anybody. He's like, I'm not saying this to impress people. He says, the moment I shifted my mindset to realizing that I need to learn more, to realizing, I think my daughter just turned off my light. And she's playing with my light because she's in the other office. Dali. So I've got Dali with me today. I've got something on my face. And so the moment that they shifted the mindset, you're going to see the light go off and on, my apologies, is when they realized that things change. And the mindset of a millionaire, like you've got to have the mindset of a millionaire. You can't have the mindset of, so they talked about like the mindset of abundance. Let me get my daughter in here. Dali. Sorry about that. And so they talked about like having the mindset of abundance, right? And always knowing that like You've got to be the greatest. You've got to be the best. And you've got to learn from the best instead of like, oh, it's so expensive. Oh, I can't afford it. Oh, I can't do this. One of the things that the hypnotist said was that he teaches his kids every morning to stand up and say, I am a genius. I am a genius. And if you've come to any of my events or gone to any of my speeches, I have people say, I am a leader. Because when you start talking to yourself and you start shifting your mindset, that's when the millions start coming in. That's when you can do things that you've never been able to do before. And that's what I've seen in the pawn industry. When you look at the greats of the industry, the people who are crushing it, the people who are doing incredible things, right? It's in their mindset. Like they've decided to hire the best people. They've decided to learn from people and never to say, God, that's so expensive. It's how can I make the money to make that investment? How can I figure out a way to make this happen as opposed to, oh, it's so much money and, oh, why do people charge that much and, oh, what's going on? So the message I got from the personal trainer who's a multimillionaire, from the author who sold hundreds of thousands of books, millionaire, and from the hypnotist who's a multi-millionaire, was that it all starts up here. And one of the biggest things I teach in the mastermind is mindset. It's all about the mindset. And people who've taken my course, Boost Your Palm Balance, it's all starts with the mindset. Because you can learn, you can know diamonds and you can know how to scratch gold and you can know how to be a great pawnbroker. But to build a great pawn empire, it takes becoming an incredible leader and a marketer and a strategist and not just a pawnbroker. Great pawnbrokers don't always build great empires. Pawn leaders within the industry, they're the ones who build empires. They're the ones who don't have a job, but have a business. They're the ones who aren't, small business owners. They're entrepreneurs. And I know that so many of you watching this, that's what you want for yourself. You don't want to keep, being stressed out. You don't want to have, making the wrong hires. You don't want to, you want to have more people walking through the door. You want to know your numbers, but you're stopping yourself because you think that all it takes is being a pawnbroker. It's not what it takes. It takes becoming a leader, a marketer, and a strategist, and shifting the mindset to be able to take off the pawnbroker hat and set it down for a second and learn new things and new ways of doing things. Because once you learn those new ways and new things that are happening, your mind blows, it explodes. When I left the pawn industry, when I sold my stores to my brother and I started learning like leadership and marketing and strategy, I wished and I craved that I knew that information before, while I was in the pawn industry. Don't get me wrong. I was learning all of that during it. But then I started investing in coaches to teach me like the best marketing, the best leadership, the best strategies. And I was like, man, I wish I knew that. And the best thing about that is that now my brother's in the mastermind learning all these things and he's taking his business to the next level. Some of the people watching here are in the mastermind taking their business to the next level. So why do I say this? I say this because so many times pawnbrokers they see things as an expense and not as an investment. I pay, I don't know, I think it's like $20,000 a year for this mastermind. And this mastermind doesn't have a call a week like we have. It has 2 get-togethers a year. But I know that the people that are brought in, the information that I listen to and learn, that I'm going to take what I learned in these 2 days and I'm going to 10x my investment. I'm going to 10 times and I'm going to grow the business and most importantly, grow the impact that I want to grow in this industry and elsewhere. Because I know that when I learn from other people, from people who have done different things in different areas, who are doing amazing, just epic things, that it's going to take me as a leader to the next level. So sitting behind the counter won't take you to build that pawn empire. It's getting out from the counter and learning from others, learning from different people in the industry, learning from like guests that I bring in, for example. Like we just brought in Drew Manning, who taught the mastermind how to think differently about your health and how to lose weight and how to keep that weight off and stay healthy. What's something like that worth to you? If you can lose weight, stay healthy, and stay around longer for your family, can you put a price tag on that? If you learn how to use Facebook marketing and Google marketing and be more, irresistible attraction so that people come into your store instead of your competition, is there a price tag on that? If you learned how to build an incredible culture and hire better and not be so overwhelmed, is there a price tag on that? There isn't. It's a big one. And I promise you that when you, come and join the Pawn Leaders tribe, the price tag is not that high, but the return is incredible. So in the next 2 weeks, we're starting a new BYPB course, which I'm going to take you through 6 weeks of how to build an incredible culture, how to build your marketing strategy so that you can bring more people to walk through the door and actually pawn with you, not just buy from you, and then have some strategies so that you can grow your business from a small little pawn shop into hopefully one day a pawn empire. And if you're interested in that, just put BYPB or like I'm in the comments, because I know that it takes investing in yourself to grow an empire. So with that said, stay safe, stay healthy. Love you all. Have an amazing weekend. And I'm just so energized from learning from these people. I'm going to show you a quick picture. This is, that's Robert Glover. Let's see if you can see that. That's Robert Glover, the author of the book. And then that's Marshall, who is one of the top hypnotists, multimillionaires, and he helps people how to have a millionaire mindset. And so thank you for watching. Have an incredible, incredible weekend. Love you all. If you got something from this message, share it, tag somebody in it. I do believe that some people in the pawn industry are still sitting behind their counter, hoping and waiting for things to change. If you're just going to hope and wait for things to change, others are going to react and take action, and they're going to take your piece of the pie. So take care. Love you all. I'll talk to you soon.